Toastmasters. I welcome you all. And we have a few folks from our buddy club as well, from Daffodils mainly. I welcome you all, Nagesh, Deepak, Vaibhavi, and Geetika. Welcome to the SoundBytes Toastmasters. Hope this session
Thank
will be
you,
as
Swet.
I hope this session will be as fun as for me as for you. So with that, let me state a few rules that we will stand by in Toastmasters. So first is uh, when we speak, we try not to speak something too sensitive on the topics related to sex, religion, and politics. So when you are speaking things related to that, please consider others as well. I know Aishwarya is smiling because of my speech today, which is gonna violate all three, but still. Um, okay. Second, I would ask everyone to please turn on your cameras. It would be better. It would be better if you can. Please, Deepak, Geetika, Pranali, and Vaibhavi. If possible, please turn on your cameras. And last but not least, please keep yourself on mute if it's not your turn to speak. That's all. That's all the rules and regulations for the Toastmasters. With that, I commence the meeting start. And with that, I hand over the meeting to our presiding officer today, that is Rajan. Rajan.
Uh, Thank you so much, Faith. It has been wonderful and really good time. I think, second session of the new term, and we are on the 163rd session of our SoundBytes Club. So that is awesome. Uh, our theme for today is really awesome. Uh, our theme for today, did you know? There's this theme, I think, make me very intrigued and very interested in whatever is coming next. Being very curious in everything, I think that makes me very excited. And thank you so much, Gaurav, for coming up with this awesome theme. I think we are going to learn new things today, I guess, so much so. And that is what we are also. As a Soundbites Club, as a Toastmasters Club also, our mission is the same thing, to provide a supportive, positive learning experience for very members so that they can get leadership skills and greater self-confidence and personal growth. So I think that is very towards the theme as well. So yeah, it acts as a very good safe place for members to learn. So I think that's very much curious for everybody. So with this, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Gaurav, the uh, Toastmaster of the day for today. Yeah, over to you, Gaurav. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Rajan. A very good afternoon, everyone. Today's theme is Did you know? This is all about those small moments that makes you pause and think, wait, that's interesting. So we are going to talk about a little bit those things and we will move to our session as well. So let me start with one of such point. Do you know an octopus has three hearts? Yes. See, straight. I think he is very curious in those things. He might be a fan of Nat Geo and all other such channels. So octopus has three hearts, and it is said that two of them stops while it swims, which is why it prefers crawling. You might have seen octopus usually crawls. As you can see, even with three hearts, it avoids which is uncomfortable. And here we are voluntarily coming forward and delivering our speeches in every Toastmaster session. Clearly, we humans are more evolved than octopus, right? Or maybe our production bursts or deployment has made us that we are not afraid of any situation now. So that is what Toastmaster is all about, stepping out of comfort zone and delivering one speech at a time. So let's move to our today's agenda first. Today we are going to have two speeches. So these speeches are prepared speeches. One is 12 minutes long, will be delivered by Toastmaster Aishwarya. And the other speech is 7 minute speech will be delivered by Toastmaster Shwet. And here to help us with these speeches and their respective evaluation, we have some of the role players. So let me start with the most important role player who is going to take who is going to time our speeches. So as you know, I'm talking about the timer. So before calling our timer, just a quick thought I want to share. Do you know on an average how much time people spend over meeting? Usually it is 6 years in their whole lifespan. They spend this much of time. So let's make sure that we have fun in today's session and we don't feel like today's meeting would have been over an email. Okay, so for that, let's make it fun and engaging, and we'll have a lot of such thoughts coming forward as well. So for that, let me call upon timer for explaining the timing rule. So our today's session, let me just check the agenda. So
I'm sorry, Gaurav, can you call me the last? Can you call the other two role players first?
Sure. So today we have two speeches. One speech is at level 4 and it's a presentation that will be delivered by Toastmaster Aishwarya. For that, we have evaluator. So our evaluator is from Toastmaster Indranagar Pride Club. He is Mr. Nagesh S. Ramamurthy. Mr. Nagesh Ramamurthy is a dynamic blend of professional expertise, academic excellence, and inspirational leadership. With over 35 years of project management experience, he has shaped organizations through strategic insight and passion for developing people. As a consultant, educator, author, and TEDx speaker, he is respected for turning complex ideas into clear practical guidance that empower individuals and institutions alike. As a professor of practice at leading engineering institution, Nagesh is admired for nurturing sharp, confident, and industry-ready young professionals. A dedicated Toastmaster, he has taken on every major leadership role and currently serves as president of Toastmaster Indranagar Pride. He has chartered over 12 clubs and mentored and coached several more, strengthening communication and leadership across the community. His pathway achievements, he has completed 7 pathways, 7 triple crowns, and 7 pathbreaker awards, reflects his commitment. Honored as a Master Mentor Gold, Continual Toastmaster, a Sentinel Toastmaster, 2-time Spearhead Award winner, and 2-time Distinguished Toastmaster, Nagesh exemplifies excellence and service. Please welcome Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy for explaining evaluation rules for the Toastmaster speech.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. That was you read it the way I gave it to you. Thank you.
Chairman is ready already.
Now the speaker is attempting level 4 project, which is a new addition into the requirement of completing of a project, which is successful club series. What does it include? It includes about 11 different presentations to be provided in level 3, level 4, and level 5. And in level 4, there are 4 speeches which is picked up. One of it is picked up by the today's speaker. Now, I will look for how the presentation itself is made. Has the speaker adequately prepared herself? And what vocal variety or other aids that she would use to enhance the presentations? Uh, is the visuals moving fluently or freely with the way she's speaking and things like that. I'll come back later with my evaluation. Back to you, Gaurav. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Nagesh. Now, let's move to the other evaluator who is going to evaluate our second speech. Today, we are going to have a second speech from Toastmaster Shwet, and that speech is Level 1, Project 3. And that speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Geetha Shrikant. She's a homemaker. She loves Satyajit's Ray's Faluda. Okay, and she has read it almost 8 to 10 times till now. She's also a big time Potterhead. So please welcome Toastmaster Geetha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. My target speaker is attempting an L1 P3 speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance the speech. All the best to my target speaker.
Just give us a moment. Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, audible.
Can someone confirm from online?
Hi, Gaurav, you're audible. Are we audible to you?
Oh, wait, we are not getting a noise. Just give a moment. Hello, can someone confirm now?
Yes, audible. Are you able to hear us?
Thank you. Yes. There was some glitch at our end, which is fixed now. Our next role player is the timer. So as we know how important the role of timer is, because we all have been part of a lot of production release, and if our release goes delayed, everyone suddenly becomes interested about what is happening there, right? So that is the same thing which we learned from our timer, and our timer of the day is Toastmaster Vaibhavi. So on from his own words, did you know a Toastmaster named Vaibhavi joined ODTMC in 2023? 2 years ago, and now after wearing a hat of Division PR Ambassador, she is helping Coronation 2026 team in registration. So please welcome Toastmaster Vaibhavi.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gaurav. Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. My name is Toastmaster Vaibhavi. Today, I'll be serving the meeting as timer, time and tides waits for none. And to be more mindful of this precious commodity time, I have 3 timer cards with me, green, yellow, and red. I request the prepared speakers to kindly be mindful. Once the 5 minutes is done, I will be showing this green card. Please confirm if it is visible.
Not yet.
No, it's not this one.
You are on mute.
Just 1 second.
Sure.
Yes, this is the green card that goes at the end of 5 minutes. This is the yellow card that goes at the end of 6 minutes. 1 second. And this is the red card that goes at the end of 7 minutes. I request the prepared speakers to kindly wrap up your speech once you see the red card in the coming 30 seconds to avoid time disqualification. I also request the prepared speakers to kindly develop that stage stamina for at least 5 minutes so that you again avoid getting disqualified in terms of time. I shall present my report when called upon in the third segment of the meeting. Up until then, as I always say, happy Toastmastering. Back to you, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Toastmaster Vaibhavi, just one more point. For Toastmaster assurance speech, time limit is 10 to 12 minutes. So at 10 minutes, you can show green card. At 11, it will be yellow. And after 12, it will be red. And for all the evaluators, the evaluation timeline will be 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2, we'll get green card. At 2.5, we'll get yellow. And after 3 minutes, we'll get red card. Okay, so as we all are aware of the agenda and all the role takers have been introduced, let's move on to our first segment. And as we all are waiting for the speech, so our first segment is all about prepared speech, where speaker will deliver all their well prepared speeches. So Rajan, we are going with Aishwarya first, or
Uh, Aishwarya,
yeah,
is it
please.
fine? Or would you like to go second?
Shweta, do you mind going first? Because I'm having a coughing fit at the moment.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so let's move to the first speaker of the day. Before moving to the first speaker, I would like to just mention one of the point. As we all know, the attention span in today's world of all us human beings is it is reducing, right? Thanks to all the short videos and short clips what we are having, and lots of adrenaline rush we get due to that. But do you know what is what is the exact time? Like what is the attention span of today's human?
6 minutes?
Yes, I think Rajan is very optimistic. It is just few seconds.
Around
It is said it is
Oh my
from
God.
It's just about 30
around
seconds.
52 seconds.
yes, it is usually said 10 to 30 seconds, and
Oh my
many
God.
people claim that it is lesser than the goldfish, which means our today's speaker is going to have a very tough task. It is tougher than writing code without help of AI and Stack Overflow. So all the best for first speaker. So please welcome our first speaker of the day. Our speaker of the day, first speaker of the day is someone who loves enjoying weekends by visiting waterfalls, and he's a like bike lover. He goes for many bike trips and many tracks. Whenever we talk like what did you do over the weekend, he is always on some trip or some track. So please welcome Toastmaster Shwet with his speech, L1P3 speech. Toastmaster Shwet, certainly dark, Toastmaster Shwet.
Hello, everyone. So, I must confess, last week when I sent my speech for review to Aishwarya, she tells me, Shwet, what have you written? You are gonna get us cancelled us all. Man, remove it ASAP, okay? And then she sends me some redacted part of the speech. She removed the fun part from the funny and then sent me back. And then she tells me, you can present this. I'm like, well, okay, we will see. Well, okay. So, without further ado, uh, let me ask you all, how many of you are aware that Sweden is ranked one of the happiest countries in the world? Tell me. No one? Okay, one. Okay, fine. Only one.
Cheers, it is.
Okay, now tell me how many of you are aware that Sweden had one of the highest suicide rates in Europe just a few decades ago. No? Well, okay. Now tell me, are you able to connect the dots between two things? No?
Lesser people.
Gaurav is saying lesser people. Well,
Ex-
I have a
extreme
different view on
happiness
that.
leads to
Let
suicide.
me, sorry.
Extreme happiness leads to suicide.
Okay, that's a view. But okay, let me help with my view. When sad people delete themselves, tell me what are you left with? Happy people. See, connecting the dots. So today's topic is subtly dark. Let me tell you, it has nothing to do with the N word. Nothing. It's subtle, so nothing to do with the N word. Okay. How to be subtly dark? The inspiration I got mainly from Shar's last speech. So out of being subtle. So I thought I should also let people know how to be subtly dark. Like let's say you are visiting your hometown, you see your school on the way, you see kids, you remember your school days. You remember this prayer times in the school? All Indians are my brothers and sisters. Like all blah blah blah, etc. Just the subtle movement of your arms. Just a bit subtle movement of. Do you remember something else? No, Deutschland, overalls. Well, if not, if you can't remember it, let me just say I would suggest watching History over Reels. Right. I guess I had interest in this dark humor and other reprehensible things, maybe from the very start, maybe from my childhood itself. I don't judge me for it, but I used to get really happy when someone died in the village. I know what it sounds like, but before you judge me, let me just count you the benefits, okay? Then judge me. So, first benefit, you get shadi like food for 2 to 3 days. Food to die for, literally. And second thing, in the areas near where I grew up, whenever there was a funeral procession carried, there would be a person at the front who would throw coins over the dead body that would uh, fall behind the dead body. And those coins are supposed to be picked by a special community, people from the special community. But I don't think the guy I bought the samosas from could tell the difference who it was from. I guess watching so many dead bodies, watching so many deaths, I grew out of fear of death and started taking jokes around death really lightly. Like last year, I remember one call from a ICICI life insurance agent. One call. I was free that day, really free to attend a call from a life insurance agent for half an hour. You can tell how free I was. On the call, he rambled on for half an hour. He was telling me all the benefits. Sir, you don't know. You see our claim ratio, claim settlement ratio. It is the best in the industry at all. We provide the best value for money. Everything. Sir, please consider this, sir. You might need it, sir. I was like, okay, not interested, man. Then suddenly, I don't know what switch did I pull in him. Suddenly, he's telling me, sir, we have a really amazing offer with this life insurance. We have suicide also covered in this. This tells me after 1 year of insurance policy is completed, even the suicide is also covered, sir. You can commit suicide, your family will get money. I'm like, huh? Like, yeah, you hear it right. I don't know if it was just working at Radisys or I was so desperate enough for money, but he did some convincing for a second. So that will be it. Thanks. I hand over the stage back to God.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shwet. Yes, I think you did justice to the title. I don't think it was satiric dark, it was totally dark, I would say. But let the evaluator judge your speech and provide the proper feedback. I think it is going to be little challenging for the evaluator as well. Thank you. Let's move on to our next speaker. So before moving to the next speaker, I would like to quote one more thought. Do you know how much time does it take to master a skill?
21 days.
Yes, one answer is 21 days. Any other answer?
A 10,000 hour rule I have heard, so maybe that.
Yes, I think Rajan is the one who is doing a lot of reading nowadays, other than his regular work. Yes, so usually 21 days is considered to build a habit if you want to start a new habit, and 10,000 hours, usually people say, required to master a skill, which explains why we are still debugging our code which we wrote 6 months back, right? And it is still difficult to understand that. But every attempt counts, every speech builds mastery, right? In Toastmasters also we follow the same. And sometime back we were talking about a speech which was 7 minutes long, which takes effort, which takes a lot of effort. Now we are going to witness another speech which is of 12 minutes, which is like, I would say it might have taken a lot of effort, 10,000 hours. I think it is just a number, but a lot of fear, many things need to come. Like we have to overcome all those things, right? So with that, I would like to welcome our next speaker for her speech. Our next speaker is someone who is very well known, not within our club, but it is very well known outside of our club as well. And she has, I would say she's the face of Radisys SoundBytes Toastmaster Club. She has, participated in many uh, events which are happening at the area level and district level. She in coordination in one of the, I think I don't remember exactly the year, but in the coordination event she has um, uh, she was MC, so she participated there as well, and she's like she's a, I would say, Wonder Woman of our club. So please welcome Toastmaster Aishwarya for her L4 project speech, and that speech is going to be about Toastmaster education program. Please welcome Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav, for that very tall order that you have set before me and calling me the face of Radisys SoundBytes Club. At the outset, I would like to apologize to everybody. I have a pretty nasty cough, and it has not. Sorry. I will try and control it as much as I can. But talking generally tends to worsen it and trigger it. Unfortunately, to actually give the speech, I have to talk since miming is not an option. So please do bear with me. So I am going to be giving this speech once again sitting down because frankly, I do not have the energy to stand up and move around today. And the camera adjustment is a problem because my laptop camera, as you all already know, having seen me literally fade to black some time ago, is a problem. So with those housekeeping rules aside, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Aishwarya. I am going to be taking you through the Toastmasters education program, which is part of the Successful Club series in my level 4 projects. So let me just share my presentation, my screen. Can everybody see it? Thank you. Now, when we started this session, I noticed that there were a few newcomers, but since then, I don't see them online anymore. So this would have been very, very beneficial to those who are absolutely new, especially because we have a bunch of new members starting April. However, we can hold an orientation for them on a different day if it hasn't already been done. But essentially, this is a presentation that is going to take everybody through the basics of what the education program of Toastmasters look like and what a new Toastmaster, once they've become a member, can expect. So, firstly, all of us here, at least on the call right now, know what Pathways Learning Experience is, right? Can anyone tell me if you know out of on the top of your head how many pathways there are?
I think recently it's been reduced to 6.
Yes, you're right. So currently there are 6 pathways. Now these 6 pathways are dynamic leadership, engaging humor, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, and visionary communication. Now, what are you learning in all of this, right? You're learning public speaking, interpersonal communication, and of course, you're learning leadership. That is strategic leadership. Why? Because if you know, the tagline of Toastmasters is where leaders are made. So, inbuilt into the education program of Toastmasters itself is how you can be a good leader, how to be a better leader. Now, Pathways is just one of these programs. There are lots of other things that specifically the district that we're a part of, District 92, does, including something called the LDP, which is the Leadership Development Program. So, but these are all the skills, that is the public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and most importantly, confidence. What you can do, how you can go and stand in front of a crowd and speak, whether it is a prepared speech or it is something impromptu, which is something that Table Topics helps develop, a skill that the Table Topics segment in every meeting helps develop. So, how do you access the pathways? Well, very simple. You go and make an account on the Toastmasters website, and then you go and see that there is a base camp. The base camp is basically like your home button. This is where you go to access everything a part of that is a part of your pathway. Once you've chosen what your pathway is, right? You can access your path, you can track your progress, you can view what awards and achievements and recognitions you've gotten. You can also finish like the digital evaluation resources, communicate with the club officers. Of course, that is in case you don't have direct communication to them. You can also do it through your base camp. It's basically your start button in all this thing. Everything that you need to know, as which is a part of your pathway, is part of your base camp. Now, what do you learn? What does the pathway actually do? Right? It gives you, of course, we've already mentioned this. It talks about like it develops your public speaking skills, it develops your leadership abilities, and it builds confidence. We've already established that, right? Now, the thing is, once you've selected your pathway, each pathway has something different to offer. We have all been a part of many different programs by now, but for a newcomer, I would say that your choice of pathway will determine the kind of speeches that you would write. And for the rest of us, we know that even if we are on the same level as another individual, another member in the group, it's very likely that the speech that we present as our L2P1 speech is vastly different from something else somebody else does, because the pathway tailors the kind of projects and speeches depending on what pathway you've chosen, right? So, for example, let me take you through what each pathway presents, right? So for presentation mastery, for example, the basic thing is building core public speaking skills. You're learning to speak confidently, you're learning to make a presentation confidently, get your point across effectively, and of course, develop your unique style of communication. Not to constantly reiterate, but it also is something that is most recommended as the pathway to be selected for any first time Toastmaster or an absolute novice to public speaking, because it is the most basic standard of projects, because it allows you to build confidence and also learn vocal variety, even though these are things that are part of other projects as well. The next is motivational strategies. You learn to build connections with others, you motivate others, lead small group projects, because at the end of the day, you are honing your skills which are related to motivation. So you see what you can do to motivate others to, and motivation at the end of the day is an art of convincing, right? So you have to be in a position of leadership to be able to convince people to give you their time and energy and resources. And it also is, of course, a building of dynamic leadership, because you discover your ideal leadership skills and you learn to resolve conflicts. Dynamic leadership is a separate pathway itself. That you have persuasive influence and visionary communication. Also two very interesting topics. Now, persuasive influence has a lot to do with how to be an innovative communicator and what kind of new and different and unique ideas can you come up with, or solutions you could come up with to the challenges that are presented to you. Once again, they're not all, the pathways are not mutually exclusive, because a lot of the times the skills that you are learning are all very similar. They're all in the same sort of Venn diagram, if I may. Because even in a previous pathway, you're learning how to motivate people. In this one, you're learning how to persuade people to give you your time. Largely similar, small tweaks here and there. But one important thing is you learn how to effect change in community, like you would as a team manager in your workplace. Visionary communication, which is something that I can have a lot to say because it is the pathway that I am on currently, is something that allows you to not just develop your leadership style, but also identify and develop your communication style. You learn to make communication plans, share information effectively, and grow into a good, or evolve into an effective communicator, whether you're able to get your point across effectively in a way that everybody is able to understand without too much confusion, because that would be the most ideal aim for an effective communication. Right, and this pathway specifically includes some of my favorite projects, like making a podcast, for instance. I love that because I'm a podcaster myself. So that was a very interesting project for me to take up. Like that, every pathway has super interesting projects. Some are, of course, some are compulsory. For instance, your level 1 and level 2 projects are going to be largely compulsory. And level 3 onwards, you have a bunch of electives, along with one maybe mandatory project, which is there as a part of a level 3. Now, I may not have mentioned this before, but essentially Pathways has 5 different levels. The first level is the most basic. You always start with a icebreaker. Right, I think I covered this part, sorry. Projects become more tailored towards what your specific pathway is from the beginning. Like you start off very basic, more general, like the first level is the same for every pathway. And then project level 2 onwards, the projects become more tailored to what your specific pathway is. Level 1, for instance, you start with an icebreaker. It's the simplest speech you can give because the topic is yourself. You talk about who you are, whether you want to give an overview of who you are totally, or you want to talk about any specific incident in your life, what made you join Toastmasters, whatever it may be, right? Then you have writing a speech with a purpose. So now you have a specific reason to write a speech. And lastly, you are introduced to what is vocal variety and feedback. Which is the evaluation. Now, very important part of Toastmasters is evaluation. Everybody gets evaluated because every meeting has a speech where either an evaluator is evaluating your speech, which is something that we can all learn from, or you have a general evaluator, and you have a general evaluator on most days who evaluates the evaluates and provides feedback on the general quality of the meeting. Level 2 onwards, you have different things. So each pathway has a different requirement. For instance, dynamic leadership, visionary communications have both understanding leadership style and communication style. Then persuasive influence, for example, would also be leadership style, but with active listening. And motivation strategies would be communication style with active listening. So level 2 will differ, still largely similar themes running. Level 3 onwards, you have a lot of electives. You have up to 15 that you can choose from for level 3. Level 4 has up to 8, and level 5 up to 6 electives. And you choose 1 or 2, depending on what the project requires of you. Now, once you've finished all your levels, what do you get out of that, right? Like, why are you putting in so much effort into finishing all 5 levels, and you're easily given 15 speeches at the end of your pathway. But what are you getting out of it, right? Um, well, there's always going to be awards. So you get credit for every speech that you've given. And at the end of every level, you get a recognition that, oh, so and so has completed a level. And also pathways, because we heard at the introduction that my evaluator, Toastmaster Nagesh, has completed 7 pathways and has achieved 7 triple crowns, which is an incredible achievement in itself. I'm sure all of us here would agree. These badges and certificates, some of them are digital. You get it online on the Basecamp. And some are given for important milestones like level completion and path completion. You can also ask for employer letters, which is given from the world headquarters to the to your employer. So your manager or someone can get saying that so and so has successfully completed a level or successfully completed a pathway. That is for levels 3 and upwards. Once you complete your pathway, you also get a congratulatory email. So essentially, lots of recognition, lots of achievement related celebrations and awards that are given. You also get a tag of being proficient in your pathway. There are other awards that you get depending on how quickly you have finished the pathway. That includes a triple crown, which is when you finish 3 levels in a single year. And that's for another day, but you have set like the highest individual honor that a person can get is being a distinguished Toastmaster. And there are levels to that as well. There are several projects that you need to complete for that. To conclude, it might be a good idea to reevaluate what your individual goals were when you joined Toastmasters and where you are at now, how you choose your pathway, and if you've learned anything, how you can best guide new members into the wonderful world of Toastmasters. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwin, for such a wonderful presentation. I think you have solved a lot of overhead from our BPM, who can just take this clip and share it with all the new members going forward, because it talks a lot about pathways and how it helps the club. And it will definitely help them to choose pathway based on their interest. So thanks for that. So this was end of our prepared speech section. Now let's move on to the next segment. So do you know, thinking on your feet is one of the most valuable leadership skills, and also it is one of the most terrifying one as well. So now our impromptu skills are going to be tested. For that, please welcome our table topic master of the day. In his own words, do you know Rajan is curious about anything and everything. He is introvert who loves to have conversation when he is not the one who speaks. His recent biggest achievement since last 2 years is able to complete his 7 hours of sleep 2 times last week. So please welcome Toastmaster Rajan with his table topic segment.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. Let me share my screen, and please let me know if you're able to see the screen. This will, for the newcomers who didn't join today, for you, it tests your impromptu skills about how you can quickly think about anything. And for this, timing would be 1 to 2 minutes. I would be requesting every member to raise your hands or speak if they want to speak next. I will show my one of the slides and explain what to say about it. And there is mentioned images and text also to help you out. And there could be question, there could be images, and there could be some random things. I will just explain and how to do it. You have to speak about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Try to speak as much as possible using those things. Okay. With this, I would like to raise hands for the first volunteer who is interested to say for the table topics. Anybody? Gaurav, Shwed, anybody from the new one? Aishwarya, okay, awesome. Okay, we have 4 table topics. Just choose one
I'll choose the first one.
Okay, first one. First one is very awesome. Uh, Try to use all the words for your story. Okay, you have 4 random things: tanks, skyscrapers, insurance, and washing machine. So this is slightly difficult, but yeah, others are relatively easy. So just try to use all those 4. Yeah. Mobile is also there. I missed.
Boom! I was woken up. I woke up with a shudder, looking for what the hell made that noise. I was dreaming blissfully, but that huge sound woke me up, and I was like, I don't think there was any cricket match. Why are there like firecrackers? Turns out the Great Middle Eastern War has reached India. Oh my God. And I look out the balcony and I literally see tanks on the road. And I remember my cousin, an army officer, telling me that at any point in time, the army could mobilize the roads and all the petrol pumps and have um, uh, the entire roads for themselves. And I see these parades of tanks going all in one line, and I'm thinking, what in the world has gone wrong in the span of 8 hours? Because I literally went to sleep after an amazing concert of BTS and wake up to tanks on the road. What the hell? The next thing I know, the skyscraper building next door has helicopters landing on its helipad. And I'm just like, okay, doomsday is here. I need to check my insurance whether I hope there's no force majeure clause that says acts of war are nullify the contract, right? The insurance contract, because we all know that insurance people are absolute thugs. They really like don't come to anything. So I quickly take out my mobile phone and check my insurance. And while I was doing that, I heard the washing machine beeping, and I'm thinking, where is the washing machine? I just woke up. I didn't put in any load inside, and I realized that it wasn't the washing machine. It was actually my alarm. And I woke up, and that kind of told me that the doomsday paranoia that I live with every single day was just a dream, thankfully. And I can wake up and watch yet another BTS concert today. So back to you, Toastmaster Raj.
It was really awesome. I think to cook up a story and that with that imagination, it's really hard and it's really awesome. Uh, but one thing I tell you, something related to Korea only. So there is one company that makes all of these. So who is a construction company who sells washing machine, who sells phone,
Yeah.
and you know what it is, that's
And,
Samsung
yeah.
and tanks. So I could not believe about it, but yeah, that's true. So
Interestingly, it began as a grocery store, if I'm not wrong.
oh, so yeah. So did you know was the theme? So I thought, okay, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So anybody who is all interested in either? Okay, where Bhavi has raised her hand. Tell a number. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 second.
We have 4 options, so just one you can tell 1, 2, 3, 4 for random. 4.
4.
Okay. So it's the last slide. So tell the story behind your current or favorite profile picture. So that is, if you can, that's the.
Yeah, I request someone to time me because I was a timer.
Okay, Gaurav is timing. Yeah.
This is my current profile picture. In WhatsApp, you're asking? In LinkedIn, you're asking? No. It's in my head. The profile picture is in my head. And that too, I like this. Because every time I make a plan now is that I I call myself a trainer, a professional and an experienced trainer. I plan a lot of things for my students. Let's not go what all I plan, but every time I approach them, the great Gen Z, what I end up having in my head as my DP is, you don't know nothing. That is what we used to do when we wanted to say, the emoticon which would say, hey, was that. And today, almost all my students give me that emoji. So I thought, why crib over it? Why again go on a rant of giving a piece of my head to Gen Z? Instead, let me make that only as my DP and say that this is proudly me. You like it, you don't like it. That is how I've made it my profile picture. And it says a lot about me now. It says to me a lot about me, and I've made peace with it because I see that DP or profile picture every day, and it doesn't surprise me. So that's my DP. To say precisely, even once more. What's yours, table topic master?
I think mine is also going to be this only, but mine is currently, I think, standing on a mountain because I want to go out currently. But yeah, I think I want to say the same thing. I want to be bold and be adventurous. I think the same meaning, but yeah, different profile picture. And did you know about this slide? So the Outlook's profile picture, the default profile picture icon, this one, was actually Bill Gates' mugshot for a very long time. So now it's been changed, but yeah, this is one fun fact about this. So yeah, did you know that? Okay, time for the next one. I think we have very less few
For this was the
time.
time was 1 minute 47 seconds.
Okay, 1 minute 47 seconds. Okay. Uh, okay, I think we can go for one or more two table topics if anybody is interested. Oh, Shwed. Okay, Shwed, please tell a number. 2, 3, and 4.
Let's go with 3.
Okay, so that's a tough one. Which is better, Apsara or Nataraj? If
See, uh, I think the fun fact in this one will be both brands are owned by the same company, that is Hindustan Pencils, if I remember correctly. I still remember in my school days, if you had the Apsara pencil in your bag, you are considered rich. It might be possible you are not having 2 square meal a day, but you still are rich in your pen size. Okay, you have Apsara. You have Nataraj, it's working fine, it's fine. You are just hand to mouth, most probably in everyone's eyes. No one gives a damn about Nataraj pencils. Apsara, that I have seen my friends. I had a friend who would carry a whole box of Apsara pencils. She was really interested in sketching and all. She would tell me like all this shading and all for different purposes. She would have Apsara. She was actually rich. That was the image, right? We would have fights over it. Who is having Nataraj? Who is having Apsara? We had an image that this Nataraj one would break easily. And it actually used to sometimes. I don't know why it was actually if they, I guess, if I remember, there was a just difference of 1 rupee in both the pencils. Apsara was 4 rupees and Nataraj was 3 rupees in the days when I used the pencil. But still, Apsara used to last longer. For me, Apsara was actually, yes, better. A girl name as well. I mean, that, I think for me personally, Apsara was better. I have not used much Apsara. I was the poor guy in my friend's image. But yeah, for me, whenever I could, I would use Apsara still.
Same actually. Now when I'm in the job, I can afford Apsara. I used to be a Nataraj guy. uh, okay. So we have one more slide left. If anybody is interested, I think
So I think
we're
we
just
can move to the evaluation.
okay. I think we can move to evaluation. Yeah. Okay. I would like to give the baton back to our team mod. Gaurav, over to you. Thank you so much for joining in the table topics.
Thank you so much, Rajan. It was an amazing session where I think people had a lot to talk about. Thanks to the images which you shared in that in every PPT, and it makes life easier because you have things to think and deliver about it. It's a very innovative way to help new members. Thank you, Tosma Rajan. Now let's move to the third segment of this table topic session, which is the most important one. As we all know, great evaluators don't just give feedback; they make improvement feel achievable. And that is what happens in the Toastmasters session as well. For that, let's call our first evaluator for L1P3 speech delivered by Toastmaster Shwet. For that, I would like to call Toastmaster Geeta for delivering the evaluation report. Please welcome Toastmaster Geeta.
Thank you. For some reason, my camera doesn't seem to be working, so I'll be off camera.
No problem.
Good afternoon, Toastmaster Shwet. You had a wonderful beginning with a subtle touch of humor when you said how you sent your notes to your mentor Aishwarya, and then you set off with three thought-provoking questions. It actually pulled the audience in and made us feel involved right from the beginning. Now, what stood out effortlessly in your entire speech was the way you engaged us throughout the speech. Your subtle use of humor, especially about sensitive topics like death, was handled with a lightness that didn't feel very uncomfortable. When you were describing how the coins were being thrown over a dead body, and then you suddenly added a touch of humor where when you said that the samosa vendor was least bothered where the money came from, was very, very amusing and also thought provoking too. Even your observation of Shadi Jaisa Khana at the death ceremonies added a layer of relatable irony that the audience would connect through. Then you jumped to your ICICI life insurance and you had a little bit of body language as well as vocal variety when you were handling the phone calls through it. Overall, good speech. Now, coming to the points of improvement. You almost took more than 1 minute to even arrive at the main topic. I think you need to work on it. What was your title, please? Because it was not clear.
Satlita.
Sorry?
Satlita.
Okay, thank you. When you all the paragraphs, be it your assignment with the mentor or suddenly you asking questions about Sweden and then you took us back to your home journey about Shadi Ka Khana, death, this thing, and then suddenly ICICI Bank, all the paragraphs looks disjointed to me. There was transition between one paragraph to another paragraph did not happen in a very smooth manner. It looked as if you have put something in a hurry and just made some speech. And finally, there was no ending to the entire, there was no takeaway or the ending was also not appropriate. So I would suggest that you attempt this speech once again with the proper opening, body and conclusion and try to attempt this speech once again with the proper vocal variety and body language. I think that would be very good for you. Overall, good speech, but I would say that you re-attempt it once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Geeta, for such a wonderful insight. Yes, it is very important to focus on how we transition through the speech, and it's a good learning for all of us. Thanks for pointing that one. Now let's move on to our next evaluator, who is going to evaluate Toastmaster Aishwarya's level 4 education presentation. Please welcome Toastmaster Nagesh for his evaluation speech.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon once again. Lunch treat from me if whoever gives me the right answer of how many pathways are there in Toastmasters. Put it in your chat, or you can unmute and tell me.
Six.
How many of you said six? Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. I loved the speech, which was a longer speech attempted in Toastmasters, though longer speeches generally start in level 3. Um, Now they have introduced this once again. It helps us to get more knowledge on how do we speak in public and how do we become confident. And I think in this longer speech, an informational speech about uh, successful club series is something that you attempted, and I love the informations that you provided to us. What more as a technique I loved was it was more like a not fully conversational, but I would say that you went kind of uh, well prepared, I would say. You had the slides given by Toastmasters International. You prepared it well, adding your own style to it, and you finished it at the allotted time. I loved it. On the preparedness, I would say you spent good amount of time on each slide, understanding it. What do I speak about it? Generally, I find those who use slides give me lot of reading, thinking that I can't read. But what you did was you added your own material to it, and also made me feel that there are a lot of other things that I have to remember than what is there to see. I loved that particular thing. You came across like you talked about why, you talked about what, and you talked about how. This style of presenting is something that is commonly used in informational presentation, and you did that very well. Um, Next was there was a lot of impromptu-ness in the way you spoke. I would say extempore speaking. Though you had material in front of you, I think as a style that came out very, very clearly that Aishwarya has this particular style, given some slides to her. I loved the pace that you had. And though you rushed in the last after the green card came, but I felt till then your pace was very easy. You were in your zone. You were trying to talk to your audience about the information that you had gathered and you wanted to share. Well done over there, I would say. Lastly, what I liked was what is in it for each one of us. If you do this, you get this, you will become this, you will excel here, is what you gave. I like that as well. Now, here are a few things that I wanted you to consider. First one is uh, these templates are given by Toastmaster International doesn't mean that you use it as it is. You could add your own items to it. Where it would have made bigger difference is you said there are electives in level 3 onwards. Now, if you had given a screenshot of the TI website, one screenshot, look here, this is what is level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, 5 has got electives. That screenshot for somebody who has not gone through it would have actually helped. Next is if you could talk to people. In a longer speech, if you talk to people, you wake them up. Gaurav, when you do level 2, this is what you get. And Swet, you're in this level. But when you come to my level 4, this is what I'm experiencing. and I trust you. Trust me, this is what will happen to you also, and you will become better. So if you have those conversation, calling out people's name will wake him as well as the other neighbor also. So try considering this when you're giving longer speeches. And lastly, successful club series, how does it help the club? Why should each individual member contribute to the club for its success? Is what I thought I will tell you. Uh, you could couple it with the summary which you missed. Summarizing it, you could say, look here, if you do this, this is what you get, and this is what club gets. Okay, otherwise, wonderful speech, well attempted. Ladies and gentlemen, there is only one pathway. There's only one pathway with multiple paths. Pathways is learning management system that Toastmaster has, which is called, which when you go to Basecamp, you will see the logo on the top left. There's only one pathways and multiple paths. You can go back to your slide, Aishwarya, and see in your third slide, you will find that number of paths. Okay. Thank you. With that, I hand over the stage back to the team. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nagesh. Very, very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nagesh. It was such an amazing evaluation where we learn about different techniques, like how conversation can make speeches uh, like fascinating and how it can help engage with people. And the other one which you mentioned about why, what, and how that technique will really help all of us to deliver our speeches in a good fashion going forward. Thanks to you. Now it's time to move on uh, to a person who is basically timing all the speeches. But before that, just one fun fact. Do you know people usually tend to overestimate their speaking time? Do you know by what amount they usually overestimate it? Usually people speak less, but they think they have spoken for long duration. So usually people overestimate it by 20 to 30%. Like they speak for 7 to 8 minutes, but they feel like they have spoken for 10 minutes. So with that, I would like to call our timer of the day, Toastmaster Gauri, on report. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gaurav. Here is my timer's report. Shwet Tiwari, in his prepared speech, has spoken for 6 minutes 35 seconds. Aishwarya Iyer, in her prepared speech, has spoken for 14 minutes. The first table topic speaker, that is Aishwarya Iyer, has spoken for 2 minutes. The third speaker, Shwet Tiwari, has spoken for 2 minutes 15 seconds in his table topic. The third speaker, Toastmaster Geeta, has spoken for 2 minutes 25 seconds. Sorry, Geeta, in her evaluation, has spent 2 minutes 25 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy has spoken for 5 minutes 30 seconds. We have one-time disqualification in prepared speech and one-time disqualification in evaluation section. However, there has been no time disqualification in table topics. That's my report. Back to you, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gauri. And thanks for mentioning what all speeches and evaluations were disqualified based on time. This is very important to note because whenever people go for evaluation contests or speech contests, this is the main criteria where people usually get disqualified. So this is how we practice the timing rules in our Toastmaster sessions. Yes, so we have reached the end of our session. Before closing this ceremony and passing back to our presiding officer, I would like to just mention one more point. It is said that if you improve just 1% every day, you will be 37 times better at the end of the year. So isn't it amazing? Like the small efforts and the small steps gives that much big result when it comes to the longer duration. So that is what all about our Toastmasters platform is. Because the growth does not happen when we sit in our comfort zone. It happens when we unmute ourselves and we speak. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Rajan, for closing session.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. It was really a wonderful session. And did you know it It is a very exciting phrase to say, and it excites you in intent like instantly. That it I think makes you get up the seat. Okay, some new thing you want to get to know. It was really an awesome idea. I think I will try to use this phrase in future sessions as well. Uh, with that, I would like to thank all of the members and especially our guests, Geeta, Nagesh, and Vaibhavi. I think Vaibhavi has disconnected. It, it was really amazing that without your support, I don't think this session will have been possible. And if you want to say something, if you have any feedback for our club, uh, you're very welcome to say now or maybe later also. uh, Before we end, do we have any voting links, Shwet, for our session for today? Are we
Yes, just give me a few seconds.
okay? So I think I will let the floor open to everybody who wants to say anything. And how was your experience, Nagesh, Geeta? Please let us know uh, on the session.
No feedback as such. Continue doing what you are doing. There cannot be a perfect meeting anytime in any club, in anywhere in the world. Okay, it's all learning. Meeting is important. Perfection is not. In Toastmasters, that's what we start with. Continue meeting.
Sure, sure. That's really actually very important thing you mentioned. Trying is the until you try, you won't be able to learn more. That's true.
The
Um,
enthusiasm that I found in today's meeting is like really superb. All of them were, particularly during the table topics, all of them were ready to answer the questions. And it was the topics were quite innovative, which I want to take over to my club also.
right. Awesome. Awesome.
Well done.
I also think that even the guests were really very happy, like very enthusiastic, and that's really awesome. Like that is really nice to have. Uh, okay, I think voting links are there. Shwet, I think I am not able to open the link unless I sign in. It seems.
Yeah, you'll have to sign in this to prevent anyone from submitting
Okay.
twice.
Yeah, I have voted. Everybody, please, voting links are in the chat. You can quickly.
Then, Rajan, regarding the first table topic, Ashwarya has spoken, Samsung.
Yes.
In Korea, there's a saying, you can't avoid three things in life: debt, taxes, and Samsung.
Yeah, I've heard. Is the results coming? I think everybody has maybe voted.
We have 6 members.
6 responses I have.
We are at 6 now, I think.
Yeah,
6. I have all the responses.
we have received. You can announce.
Okay.
You can
Wait a
announce
minute.
directly.
Okay. So for the best speech, the award goes to Ashwarya for successful club series. For best evaluator, the award goes to Nagesh for Ashwarya's speech evaluation. And for the best table topic speaker, we have a tie between Ashwarya and Vaibhavi.
Something else. So congratulations to all the winners, and thank you so much for coming. It was really a wonderful session, a lot to learn. And with this, I declare the meeting as closed. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.